The one video. Now you see me. Now you see me is hard. Now you see me too. See what the original join. Cause this shit geeked. Okay, am I gonna watch this now? Am I gonna watch this now? Alright, second trailer that pops up. For Now You See Me. Watch that and watch this video, right? Cause this shit geeks, but right now I gotta get back on track. Just at 2 minutes, bro. But okay, this
So
really
I
geeks.
was underwater. I just didn't realize I was this underwater.
Were the magicians in Now You See Me wizards or what? It's a question that's haunted moviegoers for nearly a decade. John Chu, the director of Now You See Me 2, would have you believe our heroic trickster thieves are simply talented stage performers. Even if it is impossible for us to shoot on camera, we wanted the logistics and understanding of the trick to be possible. We're not saying hocus pocus magic exists. That was never our intention. But he did prove one type of magic exists: movie magic. The Now You See Me franchise came out of nowhere to hit over $700 million at the box office.
Real shit.
Not really relevant to what I'm going to be talking about, but that segue was really good. Obviously, the magic tricks in these movies are exaggerated, and I accept most stupid movie explanations for things. All I'm asking is, within the bounds of this movie and its world, are they wizards? Let's get into the first film.
Okay.
Now You See Me, and the Four Horsemen are protagonists.
Okay.
First up is J. Daniel Atlas, a sexy David Blaine-style street magician who's sexy and hot. His first trick is explained clearly in the film. He flips through a deck with multiple 7 of diamonds to draw the eye to them, then shows the same card is drawn in lights on the side of a skyscraper. He later reveals this was an electrician he bribed who somehow made individual rooms' lights turn on at angles that could form diamonds. Now that was an example of what I'm not going to be doing in this video. It's a simple trick that's explained clearly within the movie, and it included a cheap nitpick about something that was clearly just done to make the film more impressive and stylish. Both of these things I'll be mostly skipping. I'm not cinema sins. I'm here to find the truth. We're next introduced to Mary McKinney, a hypnotist who can instantly drop almost anyone into a deep sleep, using his parlor tricks to wipe memories and read minds. He is number 1 on my wizard watch list. In his first scene, he reads a man's facial cues to determine that he's cheating on his wife and who he's cheating with. This is surprisingly grounded in reality, with the magic consultant for the franchise, Keith Barry, having plenty of clips online of brain hacking people by detecting the word they're thinking of just from micro movements in their face.
I want you to think of a word that if I guessed it, you'd be convinced I was psychic. You've got a word in mind? No, I can't get it. I actually can't get it. Oh, I heard it right there. You said it louder. Oasis, oasis,
Oh,
oasis.
Jesus! I don't believe it! Oh my God!
Don't believe it.
You hacked my brain!
Chill's brain. Ciao, ciao for now.
So saw 2011.
Yes, it is scary. The next horseman is Jack Wilder, Jesus Christ. Card-throwing savant and sleight-of-hand expert with an interest in magic crime. Dave Franco is charismatic, and Jesse Eisenberg and him should have swapped roles. But that's not relevant, and I'm not going to say it in this video. Delete it. The final horseman is Henley Reeves, former assistant to J. Daniel Atlas and current shock magician. We're
I
introduced
remember this scene. Insane.
to her with a simple
Is it real?
underwater lock-picking trick with the added caveat of a school of piranhas dangling above her. She fails to pick the lock in time and is eaten alive by piranhas. But then, the prestige. She's actually out with the crowd, certainly via some trap door or secret exit of some kind. Frame by frame, this is very suspect. We see her
No, facts.
writhing in pain and the blood pooling. So were the piranhas fake? Or did she have a double, a twin sister who is willing to die to impress these 50 horny losers? At this point, Henley is under suspicion. These 4 magicians are gathered to...
Nah, but I heard, if y'all didn't even know, that this scene,
relevant and
the scene was supposed to be something like she get tied underwater. She acted tied underwater, as you can
We're
see.
introduced to her with a simple
But,
underwater
I heard that she was actually trapped. Like she was, the scene was pretty trapped, and magically, like right, like you said, like magically get rid of it. That's her whole set. Like, oh yeah, I'm safe, right? But it looks like some of her died. So in the movie, it looks like just fake blood or whatever. But she didn't actually die, right? Or she didn't get cut up at all. But apparently, she was like underwater, like she was actually drowning type B, and like they thought it was acting. Like, oh yeah, she's really good at that. So they kept on rolling with type B, right? And they're like, no, she was actually drowning. Like nobody actually knew type B. That's what the story is, right? And apparently, like she could have actually got really hurt until somebody of the stunt people like broke it or whatever. Actually, like told people like, nah, this is real. But that's insane.
The Prestige.
So this is her acting, but she was actually like in peril.
But then the
Apparently.
Prestige. She's actually out in the crowd. Certainly
Allegedly.
with some trap door or secret of some kind. Frame by frame, this is very suspect. We see her writhing in pain.
Yeah,
So were the piranhas fake? Or did she have a double, a twin sister who is willing to die to impress these 50 horny losers? At this point, Henley is under suspicion. Magicians are gathered together to impress a secret order called the
Nah, this movie goes so hard.
Eye. And the movie jumps ahead to the result of a year of planning together, the bank heist magic show. We join the Horsemen just in time for the trick, the finale of their Las Vegas performance. We catch this mid-air high five from Jack and Merritt, and though this feat may look impossible to pull off at first glance, boosting the audio, you can hear their secret. 1, 2, 3. The most bullshit part of the heist trick is when they reveal the teleporter. What is this magic blanket Henley threw, and how did the teleporter appear? It's wizard shit, for sure. They pull in someone from the crowd, get him to sign a card to leave in the vault, teleport him to the bank of his choice, suck all the money into the tube, and blast it onto the audience. It's actually not that complicated, and based on a real David Copperfield trick called Portal. Though that trick did require the teleported man to be a plant. In this case, it's someone from the bank they stalked and planted suggestions that he should go to Vegas. Sus alert. The biggest witchcraft red flag in the plan for me is during the setup when they have to hijack a truck on its way to the bank and Merritt chi blasts a truck guard to knock him out. With us... Witchcraft red flag plan for me is during the setup when they have to hijack a truck on its way to the bank and Merritt chi blasts a truck guard to knock him out. With us...
There's some Jean Grey type shit. Like, why he's... Oh. Is this actually a telepath shit?
Given the explanation that the truck driver is just dumb?
And despite what the banks would have you believe,
Oh.
the men who drive these trucks are not exactly mental giants.
A look from Merritt. Red flag in the plan for me
Oh,
is during the
nah.
setup when they have to hijack a truck on its way
They're
to the
not
bank,
giants.
Merritt chi blasts a truck guard to knock him out. With us given the explanation that the truck driver is just dumb?
And despite what the banks would have
They just said it. Retarded.
the men who drive these trucks are not exactly mental giants.
A look from Merritt is all it takes. There is obviously no precedent in the wildest interpretations of hypnosis. We can tell it's impossible because we also look at his face. And we don't fall asleep. Although maybe that's just because the film is an edge-of-your-seat thrill ride for all ages. The man is a wizard and should be because the film is an edge-of-your-seat thrill ride for all ages. The man is a wizard and should be treated as such for the rest of these films. Next, we meet Dylan, the FBI investigator following the Horsemen and interrogating them. We see Henley doing this cool chair spin, which...
That's tough.
Just give me a second, actually. We also learn Merritt can hypnotize people over the phone and get a taste of his trademark transphobic sense of humor.
I'm really sorry about this whole Tranny Tuesday thing. I was out of line.
Tranny Tuesday.
Okay, Agent Fuller. Okay. Just having fun.
I'm not. Before the next...
Just having fun.
I'm not.
What? Just having fun. Just having fun.
Before the next magic show, we're introduced to two characters played by the default old guys of Hollywood. Thaddeus Bradley, magic debunker, and Arthur Tressler, the money behind the Horsemen and the most earnest slow clapper in the last 20 years of cinema.
Michael Caine.
Bravo, Mr. Bradley.
At the New Orleans
Bravo,
performance,
Mr.
we get a
Bradley.
taste of Jack's card-throwing ability. It may look impossible. What's so cool about this is that Dave Franco is actually just okay at throwing cards in real life. People can definitely do this stuff though, although it's usually after like 15 tries.
That's insane.
The big finale of this one is giving everyone in the audience Tressler's money because his insurance company denied them their insurance claims after Hurricane Katrina.
That's tough. And they actually gave it.
They reveal the changing bank balances by shining lights on the paper, which I guess is possible by using different kinds of invisible ink that reveal or vanish when exposed to heat. It's not clear how they got the whole crowd's bank account information, though, but I consider it within the scope of this movie's year of planning. Super smart.
That's tough what they said. Oh, and they invited all the people who got fucked by him, right? That's tough. That is so tough.
Whatever. When Dylan yells freeze as the horsemen are getting away, it triggers the audience members Merritt hypnotized earlier in the show to jump to action. Though stage hypnotism isn't known to push you too far outside your moral earlier in the show to jump to
These
action.
are fourth round draft picks.
Isn't known to push you too far outside your moral compass, like how most of those action. Though stage hypnotism isn't known to push you too far outside your moral compass, like how most of those people wouldn't tackle a cop, it doesn't matter because we just watched Merritt knock someone out with a chi blast. He can do whatever. We're deep in the action now, with the horsemen on the run from the FBI, and we arrive at the scene that cemented this movie as a worm in my brain for the next 7 years. The magic fight scene.
Oh, yeah.
Dylan corners Jack in the horseman hideout, and Jack calls off the other FBI members by doing a perfect impression of Dylan.
This was fucking phenomenal.
Shit. Little shit. What game you playing? What game you playing? We're all
Little
good at 6, move to 7. Copy that.
What game?
Stupid for sure, but...
And you see how it's so tough how he didn't get it at the beginning and then after shit, he's like, you little shit.
You little shit. You little shit. What game you playing? What game you playing? We're all good at 6, move to 7.
Good at 6, move to 7. Dang.
Stupid for sure, but not impossible. Then he starts throwing fireballs.
He's a gambit!
I don't know. This guy can do it. He probably just threw flash paper. Maybe even the fake euros we saw earlier as part of the heist. Next,
but
Jack
still.
sleight of hands the fire poker out of Dylan's grip and then Jack sleight of hands the fire poker out of Dylan's grip and then banishes it.
This nigga said banish. Oh. Phantom Zone.
It kind of happens off screen, so he could have thrown it somewhere, but come on.
And then vanishes it.
Then Dylan kicks him into the curtain and he disappears. I am not gonna get into it. Every time these fuckers disappear, though. We can just throw 'em out of the
Alright, go in. I'm gonna run this all back.
Perfect corners Jack and
Okay.
hideout, and Jack calls off the other FBI members by
This
doing
is the worst try to laugh. Okay, let me see if I can try to laugh just on this part.
perfect impression of
End of the video? Nah, just this part is on here.
Shit.
Alright.
What game you playing? What game you playing? We're all good at 6, move to 7. Copy that. Go to 7.
Stupid for sure, but not impossible.
I can smile, I can. Or nothing, okay.
Then he starts throwing fireballs. I don't know. This guy can do it. He probably just threw flash paper. Maybe even the fake euros we saw earlier as part of the heist. Next, Jack sleight of hands the fire poker out of Dylan's grip and then it kind of happens off screen, so he could have thrown it somewhere, but come on. Then Dylan kicks him into the curtain and he disappears. I am not gonna get into it every time these fuckers disappear, though, because they do it a lot. They're just good at crawling around on the floor, I guess. That scene was aggravatingly dumb.
Okay.
I saw it.
That was 1 minute. I couldn't even. That was like 5 lasted 1 minute. Oh, okay. I just saw it.
But rewatching it, it's fun. It's ridiculous, but it feels
And then
at least
bad as
original.
shit.
During his escape,
That's exactly the point, right?
it's ridiculous, but it feels at least original.
And that's my
During his
tagline.
escape, they fake Jack's death in a way that really doesn't involve much magic, just a stupid amount of planning. Like driving a city bus with a decoy car hitched to the front with a cadaver inside. Having a death in a list, but it feels at least original. During his escape, they fake Jack's death in a way that really doesn't involve much magic, just a stupid amount of planning. Like driving a city bus with a decoy car hitched to the front with a cadaver inside. A cadaver they stole from the morgue. They choose not to get into the morality of this. Hopefully, he was a fan. For the Horseman's grand,
This is insane, actually.
Decoy car hitched to the front with a cadaver inside. A cadaver they stole from the morgue. They
That's
choose
insane.
not to get into the morality of
That's
this.
insane.
Hopefully,
That's
he
somebody's
was a
uncle.
fan. For the Horseman's
Yall.
grand finale, they stun a CGI crowd with CGI projections. What does irk me about
Okay, we're reviewing the phenomenal franchise that is Now You See Me. And, yeah, we didn't even get to the final act yet. Oh, this is amazing.
is they're asking me to wonder how these tricks were done when the answer is always CGI. Projecting a hollow effect on the side of the building is possible, but it can only look real if the viewer looks at it from a specific point of view.
Okay.
Like the stereoscopic 3D on a 3DS. And it sure doesn't work on walls covered in graffiti. But again, to me, fake tech isn't the same as in World Magic. They seem to teleport before running off the building and turning into money. But I assume magic. They seem to teleport before running off the building and turning into money. But I assume that those horsemen were just holograms the whole time. And if that's not feasible to you, remember the Tupac hologram was in 2012, a year before this movie came out.
Nah, let's talk about that
In
guy.
World Magic. They seem to teleport before running off the building and turning into money. But I assume that those horsemen were just holograms the whole time. And if that's not feasible to you, remember the Tupac hologram was in 2012, a year before this movie came out. So, feel old yet? In the end, they pin the heist stuff on Thaddeus, and Dylan turns out to have been a magician working with the eye the entire
I still don't understand the whole Tupac hologram shit. And that Tupac AI shit was probably the worst thing I ever heard. And I don't even remember it. I actually don't even, not even trying to say, I don't remember that Drake Tupac AI shit. I just heard it the one time, first time, because it came out. Never again. I don't even remember what it was, but I just know it was complete and utter dog shit.
And if that's not feasible to you,
Disrespect. Who let them? Even if you were a Drake dick rider, like, you're gonna let him do that? You're gonna let him just do that? And your producer too. You're gonna run that track? License it. Whoever released it. What? That's why I don't want no yes man around me. Oh my. Like, wow.
to you, remember the Tupac hologram was in 2012, a year before this movie came out. So,
Feel old yet?
feel old yet? In the
Oof.
end, they pin the heist stuff on Thaddeus, and Dylan turns out to have been a magician
Top is no one saw it coming. Top.
working with the eye the entire movie. It's one of the craziest twists of all time.
No, yeah. So crazy. It's not even a twist. It just might be the worst twist ever because it's not a twist because it just that's 100%
chase scene we
180.
watched was him playing pretend, and he
hilarious.
was performing to no one. We're not talking about that.
Performing to no one.
So, the verdict so far, one film in. J. Daniel Atlas, regular human.
Okay.
Performing to
Okay.
no one. We're not talking about that here. So, the verdict so far, one film in. J. Daniel Atlas, regular human. Jack, probably a regular human. Finley, humanoid blanket bender. Merritt, so clearly a wizard it made me have to reevaluate if this video was even worth doing. Now You See Me 2 introduces us to the new horseman, Lula May.
Oh, not ready for the second one. Okay. He's so. What the fuck?
Replacing Henley. He breaks into J.
Okay,
Daniel
part
Atlas'
2 started. Now TV 2. Go.
his secret hideout and sets to evaluate if this video was even worth doing.
Go.
Now You See Me 2 introduces us to the new
Now You
horseman,
See Me, Now
Lula
You
May,
Don't.
replacing Henley.
Lula May.
She breaks into J. Daniel Atlas's secret hideout and sets up a Rube Goldberg machine that culminates in her head getting chopped off. My mind once again went to identical twin
He said, yeah.
willing to die to impress a horny loser.
We need more of these niggas in the paint. Oh my.
But to the movie's credit, they did this effect.
Is Is this scene 8216? Scene. Nice. See me. Nice.
Mostly practically. It required a fake couch that Lula's body could slide down and through with her.
We were like, we could totally do this with the CG and get away with it. But the philosophy of the movie was, we're not doing hocus pocus matters. Everything is doable. The philosophy of this movie was, we're not doing hocus pocus matters. Everything is doable. Okay.
Sticking out of a slit in the side. Did she really do a major mod to J. Daniel Atlas's couch while he was discussing future product placement with Shake Shack? I'm getting big wizard vibes from this girl already.
Big wizard vibes.
Now this zoom through the table is ridiculous. That's wizard vibes from this girl already.
Dog, yo, shit.
Now this zoom through the table is ridiculous. That's impossible. The gang's first big con in the sequel is exposed table is ridiculous. That's impossible. The gang's first big con in the sequel is exposing the evil phone company Okta for stealing their users' data. Jack, who is still in hiding, poses as a security guard and confiscates a banana. Cool trick, right? Well, visual effects studio Framestore published an article about their work on this movie and listed the banana disappearing as one of their many computerized effects. It's way too big for his sleeve anyway. Jack's first trick of published an article about their work on this movie and listed the banana disappearing as one of their many computerized effects. It's way too big for his sleeve anyway. Jack's first trick of the movie is inexplicable. J. Daniel Atlas quickly switches between a number of characters for the con. Most are simple, practical costume changes. He also has some nifty shoe changers, but was he really gonna get found out because his shoes were the wrong color? Sorry for nitpicking. Was he really gonna get costume changes? He also has some nifty shoe changers.
Hilarious.
But was he really gonna get found out because his shoes were the wrong shoe changers?
Let's break down this
was he really
sushi flip into, so it just flips to the other side.
Get found out
and then, yeah.
Because his shoes
full case.
were the wrong color. Sorry for nitpicking.
David Beckham?
Really gonna get found out because his shoes were the wrong color. Sorry for nitpicking. All this is explained fine by
Daniel Radcliffe? Yeah, he didn't.
smart trick items, except for his final costume change from suit to janitor suit. We watch his shoes change color. There's no hiding what he does. It happens in one frame with nifty characters.
That was funny.
Inexplicable. J. Daniel.
They're like, hey, let's just.
Atlas quickly switches between a number of characters. Trick of the movie is inexplicable. J. Daniel Atlas quickly switches between a number of characters for the con. Most are simple, practical costume changes. He also has some nifty shoe changers, but
Nah, that's just actually hilarious,
simple,
bro.
practical
It
costume
exploded on
changes. He
impact.
also has some nifty shoe changers,
This is just nanotech.
but was he really gonna get found out because his shoes were the wrong color? Sorry for nitpicking. All this is explained fine.
But that was 100% CGI. I would fuck with it if, like, yeah, even if it's crazy, it can't be real world, they at least did it practically, like, filming it. That would be tough. That would be so tough.
By some smart trick items, except for his final costume change.
That is just CGI at the end, so it's impossible both ways.
Change from suit to janitor suit. We watch his shoes.
He just threw that shit on top. That's insane, because that's what, 0.5 second, 0.1 second he changed. There's an episode of Big Time Rush. They were last stop of the tour, right? They're trying to beat Record, right? Band Record on this stage, and they're like, yeah, fastest to change their outfits between sets, right? And the whole episode they're trying to do it, right? They were going crazy, actually, the whole outfits. They couldn't do it. Then they got it, but they were like 3.9 seconds was a record to change the whole fit. This guy just did it in 0.1 second.
For his final costume change from suit to janitor suit.
Well, it doesn't.
Watch his shoes change.
That's 1 second, maybe half 1 full second when I add him throwing the belt over too.
There's no hiding what he does. It happens in one.
Just pissed me off, but
frame before our very eyes.
One frame exactly.
Gotcha, J. Daniel Atlas, or should I say, Shoe Wizard. Merrick's role is to mystify the CEO of Okta with the power of white rap.
In your face, you're freaked by the flow of blood, which is fully fixable on a snap.
Again, Wizard doing wizard shit. There are hypnotists who can do this stuff, but not completely against the target's will. Finally, the horsemen reveal themselves by jumping out of the massive screens on stage. And I don't know what the hell happened there. But things go south. A new figure exposes Jack as alive and Dylan as a magician, and the horsemen have to make a run for it. They head to their backup escape tube, but instead of landing in an escape truck like they planned, they land in Macau, China. The explanation for how this happened is actually really interesting. Basically, China has a lot of people in it, and the studio wanted to make a lot of money in China by having the movie be set in China. Cool, huh?
Oh.
But things go south. A new figure exposes Jack as alive and Dylan as a magician, and the horsemen have to make a run for it. They head to their backup escape tube, but instead of landing in an escape truck like they planned, they land in Macau, China. The explanation for how this happened is actually really interesting. Basically, China has a lot of people in it, and the studio wanted to make a lot of money in China by having the movie be set in China. Cool, huh? We meet Merrick's evil twin brother, Chase, a fellow hypnotist whose tactics are a bit more prop-based, Carrot Top-esque, in both strategy and hair. Turns out, the Horsemen have been brought here by Daniel Radcliffe's Walter Mabry, who I will be making zero wizard jokes about. He reveals the tube thing was actually a result of binaural blah-blah science crap. He knocked them out and flew him to China and dropped him in a different tube. Mabry threatens to kill them if they can't steal a microchip for him from a secure vault. It's the size of a playing card, so this leads to a sequence of the Horsemen.
It's tough. Absolutely tough, bro.
And throwing around a card with the chip attached to it while they're being thrown.
This was so tough.
Some of the throws are surprisingly authentic and even feasible according to
Oh really? Rubs just react to Hollywood magic?
some real magicians. Except
So that this is all horseshit.
That was
This throw is horseshit.
The two also claim the idea of manipulating a card so accurately through your sleeve and around your clothes is impossible. Looks like this is more clothes-based magic from J. Daniel Atlas.
This is horseshit.
The scene culminates in Merrick performing a bounce throw through the metal detector. Is the bounce throw a real technique? Yeah, I guess. Thaddeus and Dylan head to check. The scene culminates in Merrick performing a bounce throw through the metal detector.
Tough.
Is the bounce throw a real technique?
I don't think the angle was right though.
Merrick performing a bounce throw through the metal detector. Is the bounceless. The scene culminates in Merrick performing a bounce throw through the metal detector.
It's kind of high.
Is the bounce throw a real technique? Yeah, I guess.
Actually, it's like a 2/3 rule of passive,
The
but
scene
like kind of
culminates in
1/3.
Merrick performing a bounce throw through the metal detector. Is the bounce throw a real technique?
Tough though.
Yeah, I guess.
And imagine if that whole thing they got it and then it went in their jacket and just like oh shit on the feet. That would be hilarious.
Yeah, I guess. Thaddeus and Dylan head to China working together to find the Horsemen. However, while investigating an old magic
Hilarious.
shop, Thaddeus slips into a trick sarcophagus and gets away. What the fuck? We know Dylan is a master magician at this point. He has to know how these work, and it's not that the person actually disappears. Or if that is how it works, why don't you just hop in the sarcophagus and you'll get teleported to the same place he got teleported to? How is this how Thaddeus gets away in the movie?
Nah, this is actually hilarious, bro. He said, "Oh yeah, right here." I'm just that bro.
Slips into a trick
Gone forever.
sarcophagus and gets away. What the fuck? We know Dylan is a master magician at
hilarious.
this point. He has to know how these work, and it's not that the person actually disappears. Or if that is how it works, why don't you just hop in the sarcophagus and you'll get teleported to the same place he got teleported to? How is this how Thaddeus gets away in the movie? Fuck! Sorry. Not the point. The big finale of the movie in London is very goofy, but explained
That's how he comes back in the third, bro. That's why. It's all part of the plan.
neatly. The Horsemen are performing street magic shows all over town to get the attention of Mabry, who turned out to be Arthur Tressler's son, by the way. Jack performs a perfectly reasonable 3-card Monty routine with doubles and trapdoors, but when the jig is up, he simply
real magic. Let's get it.
Monty routine with doubles and trapdoors.
That
But
Daniel
when the
Faye's
jig
on?
is up, he simply disappears into a hail of playing cards.
I remember this.
No trapdoors,
That was an insane volume, bro.
no room to the side for him to run off. Frame Store claims they
Well, what did they say?
Were instructed to make sure he was completely covered in cards for a few frames to sell the disappearance as reasonable, but I was not sold. Meanwhile, J. Daniel Atlas uses strobe lights and
Hey, make it look real. Make it look like an accident type beat.
rain machines to give the illusion of controlling rainwater, something he claims to be more powerful than the Christian God for doing.
Oh.
No, I don't think so.
When the cops come for him, he falls backwards and disappears into his clothes. Yet another piece of clothing witchcraft from Mr. J. Daniel Adams. Lula does some dumb stuff. I guess she could have put the controlling rain out J. Daniel to sell the disappearance as reasonable, but I was not sold. Meanwhile, J. Daniel Atlas uses strobe lights and rain machines to give the illusion of controlling rainwater, something he claims to be more powerful than the Christian God for doing.
I could God do that. No, I don't think so.
What? He said that?
Backwards and disappears into his clothes. Yet another piece of clothing witchcraft
God,
from
do
Mr.
that.
J. Daniel Adams. Lula does some dumb stuff.
Oh.
I guess she could have bought a lot
Clothing
of
magic, he
and
said?
Daniel Adams disappears into his clothes. Yet another piece of clothing witchcraft from Mr.
Oh.
J. Daniel Adams. Lula does some dove stuff. I guess she could have bought a lot of doves. And then she runs away at the end, as you or I would have done. The reason the jig gets up in the first place, and why they all have to run off, is Merrick is stopped by his brother, Chase, who reads Merrick and discovers the location of their final performance. Then Merrick calls Dylan, Dylan calls everyone, and they all stop of their off. Merrick is stopped by his brother, Chase, that's up in the first place,
is this
and
normal
why they all
tape?
have to
No,
run
no.
off, is Merrick is stopped by
Shut
his
up,
brother,
bananas.
Chase, who reads Merrick and discovers the location of their final performance. Then Merrick calls Dylan,
Like it, bro.
Dylan calls everyone, and they all stop doing their routines and run. But later, when the Horseman's full plan is revealed, we find out Jack mystified Chase with the power of white wrap immediately after that interaction, while
What?
he was on the other side of town doing
Hilarious.
his performance, before he could have possibly gotten the call about the jig being up.
Hilarious. White rap though. That's how he did it.
He was in two places at once. So, boom, wizard. Gotcha. Also, the horsemen are all yelling at each other with we
But,
off is I would have done. The reason the jig gets up in
Remember,
the
they're
first
like, "Hey,
place
guys,
and
why
why
what's
they all
up?"
have to run off
That was
is
funny.
Merrick is stopped by his brother Chase, who
And-
reads Merrick and discovers the location of their final performance.
And they all had this their motorcycles or Power Ranger bicycles. Hey guys, let's all team up. What are we?
Then Merrick calls Dylan,
Link up.
Dylan calls everyone, and they all stop doing their routines and run. But later, when the Horseman's full plan is revealed, we find out Jack mystified Chase with the power of white wrap immediately after that interaction, while he was on the other side of town doing his performance, before he could have possibly gotten the call about the jig being up. He was in two places at once. So, boom, wizard. Gotcha. Also, the horsemen are all yelling at each other with no one around, asking what went wrong when they meet up.
Right?
Even though
Under Power Ranger cycles. Hey guys.
later on, when the big plan is revealed, they say this was all exactly what they wanted.
Did it again. It's not a plot twist. They're just dicks.
Places at once. So, boom, wizard. Gotcha. Also, the horsemen are all yelling at each other with no one around.
Oh, yeah, like,
asking
what the fuck
went
happened?
wrong when they meet up, even though later on, when the big plan is revealed, they say
All
this
part
was
of the
all
plan
exactly
B.
what
Yes,
they wanted.
hilarious.
Okay, fuck it. We're cinema sinsing this shit. Dylan is working with an Interpol agent for the whole first film because the Horsemen's crimes are international. Except Interpol does not have field agents, and that woman wouldn't exist. The ending of the first movie flies through keys at the
That woman shitty. That woman shitty woman.
The ending of the first movie flies through keys at the bottom of the Ponda Art, where lovers lock a padlock.
Oh, he locking in now.
Throw the key into the water to symbolize their love.
There's no way there's still space in that shit. Dang.
But all of these keys are American-style house keys, and not the type that would be on a padlock in France.
This nigga's big.
The horsemen get trusted
Nah, he had this shit in the vault.
password for the New Orleans show by tricking him into revealing the answers to his security question.
Smart though.
Does that make it not fraud? How did those
Does that make it an odd fraud?
transaction stand? Why does J. Daniel Atlas say, "Guess you lost some weight" when he catches Henley at the New Orleans show?
This pizza.
Had they not rehearsed it? Why
Had they not rehearsed it?
does J. Daniel Atlas's suit make clown shoe noises when the guard in the vault pats him down? J. Daniel Atlas's tray changes between shots in the New Orleans show. Had they not rehearsed it? Why does J. Daniel Atlas's suit make
Gotta make sure he's actually.
clown shoe
I say that. Oh, all right. Lock in.
noises when the guard in the vault pats him down? J. Daniel Atlas's tray changes between shots here, from a regular tray to the one that can maybe transform into a briefcase. And during the London finale of 2, hate to say it, but that crowd isn't screaming in a British accent. Sorry. Had to get that out of my
Ew. What?
Now, where do these fuckers stand when all is said and done? J. Daniel Atlas, clothing wizard. Chad
Hilarious.
Wilder, card/banana wizard. Eric McKinney, fuck off.
That shit just evaporated.
Flula May, other card/banana wizard. Merritt McKinney, fuck off. Flula May, crafty human.
Look,
Thaddeus
crafty human.
Bradley, maybe the greatest wizard of them all. So, we're the magicians and now you see me, wizards. Yep,